afternoon, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, The Home Contractor's Ultimate Guide to Google My Business. My name is Michelle Letman, and I'm the content media producer here at Surefire Local. I am also joined by our webinar ninja, Steve Eastlack, who is ready and excited to help answer your questions. Speaking of those questions, you can communicate with us using the question box in your webinar control panel, which is on the right-hand side of your screen. Why don't you go ahead and see if you can locate that right now and let us know where you're joining us from today. We'll be sending messages and discussion questions to the group throughout the webinar, so be sure to check that out. Before we get into Google My Business, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how Surefire Local started and the story behind how the Surefire Local Marketing Cloud is the marketing solution that works as hard as you do. It all started with a small business owner who taught his son the value of hard work. That son is our founder and CEO, Chris, went on to lead several venture-backed Web 2.0 startups, but he never forgot the memories of watching his dad get up early in the morning to track down new business. He wondered if there was a way for 21st century technology to multiply the efforts of small local companies like his father's. Turns out there was. Surefire Local started with an idea, a way to help small businesses rank higher in search engines. Today, it's an unbeatable marketing engine backed up by expert consultants with one mission: help local businesses generate new business by getting discovered online. The Surefire Local Marketing Cloud allows you to do three things: see more, do more, and get more help. Over the years, we've had the privilege of working alongside hundreds of local companies and watching many of them double and triple their leads with Surefire Local. Some call it a digital marketing transformation, but we just call it hardworking marketing for hardworking people. Today, one lucky attendee is taking home a Google Home mini speaker. We will be announcing the winner at the end. If you don't win one, though, you don't have to go home empty-handed. Everyone here today is eligible to get a Google Chromecast, but I will get more to that later on. Today, we are joined by our very own VP of Client Services, Jeff White. Jeff White has a fantastic presentation for you all, so sit back and relax. And for now, I'm going to pass it on over to Jeff.
Thanks, Michelle, and thanks everyone for joining us this afternoon. I'm excited to give this presentation. For those of you that are Surefire customers, some of this may look familiar because we walk through this with our customers. For those of you that are not, you're in luck because you're going to walk away from this presentation with actionable information. And in particular, we're going to cover not 3 but 4 new tools that Google My Business is offering. The latest one coming in just this past week. I'm going to let you in on one secret that's very important to understand as I take you through this presentation. This secret will become more obvious based on kind of walking through Google and how Google sees the world and how people interact with Google. And then just like the commercials of old, but wait, there's more, because what Google has been doing with Google My Business on the behalf of local businesses and really on behalf of people searching for local business services is it's constantly evolving, and the changes have been unprecedented of late. And what I mean by that is Google My Business was kind of slowly evolving over the past 5 or so years, and then within the past 12 to 15 months, it's just really accelerated. And so these 4 new tools are all within literally the last 12 months, with the most recent one being within the past week. So it's set. We're going to dive in. So first off, let's set the table with, do you have a Google My Business listing? Let's go over the high-level basics. And you do. You have it. You may not know it. And so it's very important that you find that out and then control it. And so, again, with the basics, what exactly is a Google My Business listing? Why is it important to you? And how can you get a Google My Business listing if you don't have one? In terms of what is it, this is your digital anchor on the entire internet, meaning Google is using your Google My Business listing as sort of a foundational element of your overall digital footprint. We'll get into that phrase, digital footprint, of what that means. But the other thing to understand, in the eyes of Google, you are very important to Google. And when I say you, I mean you, local business owner, because most of the searches are on Google. No surprise there that Google is the major search engine where most of the searches are taking place, as opposed to Yahoo, Bing, and so on. But did you know that most searches are mobile or mobile-based? So Google is very much aware of search behavior, and in particular on which devices. And in 2017, mobile searches surpassed searches on laptops and desktops. And the other reason why you, local business owner, are very important to Google is because as all these searches are happening, as they're happening on mobile, the majority of mobile searches have local intent. Makes sense, right? People are on their phones. They most likely are searching for something near them. And so, therefore, it's vital that you, as a business owner, understand this sort of macro view of online behavior of Google and go get your Google My Business listing. Google.com/business is where to start. The focus of this presentation is not on claiming it or creating it, but simply go to Google.com/business or give us a call based on what you take in from this presentation. We'd be more than happy to get you started. But again, this is meant to be educational, so I want you to be able to go back to your office and actually do something with your Google My Business listing if you've already got it, or start you on the path to claiming it. So again, from a sort of overview, where do we start? Let's start with the Google search results page and making sure we understand the different aspects or elements of the search results page. And so, searches in general are either, a brand-based search, and I'm using my customer Hinkle Roofing out of Birmingham, Alabama, to just demonstrate the different parts of the search results page and how these results are generated. And so, there's the advertising section, Google's selling space on the search results page. There's the organic section, there's links to social sites, and then over on the right, we've got what is mostly generated from your Google My Business listing. And so as we step through each of those different parts of the search results page, how do you get those links? Important to kind of understand where this information is coming from and how your behavior, how your business helps generate different aspects or different links on different parts of the search results page. So you and your website earn these quote-unquote organic links. These are the free links when somebody searches for you, and it's links to your website, it's links to your social site, and again, you earn those based on best practices, best online practices, websites, social sites, and so on. And then back up to the top of the page where Google will let you know with that symbol AD for ad that this is an area of the page where you can purchase that space, or specifically you're buying any clicks when somebody clicks on your ad. So from a Google My Business and your Google My Business listing standpoint, this area on the right-hand side, Google is giving all this space away to you if, and that's the important thing to understand, if you follow the rules. And it is simple, but it is also easy to kind of muck things up. So again, you're in a good spot sitting here with me today, kind of going through this to make sure you understand the basics of your Google My Business listing. So if Google's giving this space away, let's take full advantage of it. And so kind of contrast that brand-based search with more of a service keyword type of search. Here are other parts of the search results page and the map listing, or the 3-pack, if you will. And these, again, are areas where you have to earn this. And so I'm just trying to kind of, at a high level, cover, you can purchase space, you can earn space, but then through your Google My Business listing, you can go grab a pretty significant part of the Google search results page by just doing the basics with your Google My Business listing. And so a note on earn. You earn these spots based on the quality, the proximity, and the relevance of the searchers to you as your business. So whether that's your physical storefront or your service area. So with setting the basics there, what should you as a business owner do? Kind of summed it up in 3 basic things that you want to do. And one, you certainly want to take advantage of the Google tools and best practices, which we're going to cover on this presentation. And then 2, understand, as I'm walking you through this, be aware of how Google works. What are those different parts of the search results page? And then also be aware of how Google is evolving. Again, unprecedented in terms of all these new features that have come from Google that you can take advantage of. And the reason why Google is evolving. Hint, mobile first. And again, we'll touch upon that as we move through the presentation. All right, so here's the meat of it, right? 4 new tools you can start using today. If you have access to your Google My Business listing, you can do any of these. And we're going to start off with something called Google Posts, and then we'll work our way through the other new tools with video. The ability to add video is what came up most recently in just the past week. All right, so what is a Google post? On the search results page in the lower right, this is what a Google post is, and it's an area where, again, this Google My Business listing is being given to you if you've got access to and you maintain your Google My Business listing. And relative to the right side of the page and all that information about your local business, that's a fairly significant new amount of space to take advantage of and show off. And so you can add to your Google My Business listing with content related to whether it's blog, and you can see it's the link to learn more, which will take you to this particular blog on the Hinkle Roofing website. And it also could be other types of content. How do you do it? This is a screenshot from within your Google My Business listing, and it really is as simple as creating a text message. All you're doing is adding a picture, adding a message, adding a link to the destination, blog in this example, and then if you see the different button types, you'll see that it could be a Learn More button, it could be a Reserve, Sign Up, Buy, Get Offer. So these are different types of Google posts that you could create that are either educational, promotional, or event types of posts. And then once you get everything together where you've added an image, you've added a description, you've selected your button to learn more, that's essentially it, and you've created it. What are the results? It's essentially free views. So once you've created some of these, Google will tell you how many times people saw this post, this promotion, this event that you wanted to increase the visibility of, and a nice addition to your overall online activity by taking advantage of Google Posts. New tool number 2, messaging, and this is strictly for your mobile audience and is a new way that you can interact with those wanting to interact with your business on a mobile device. And so within your Google My Business admin area, you've got the messaging option, and you simply input a phone number that's available that you want to just interact with people via text. And I've highlighted the response time. Again, in a mobile-centric world, Google is very, very impressed by speed. So that's whether it's speed of your website or the speed in which you respond to people who reach out to you via text. And so that response time will track to how quickly you get back to people. The sooner you get back, the more likely people who want to interact with you mobilely is going to be better. But you can customize the message, that initial message, and then when people find your business via their mobile device, they'll have this option of clicking this message icon. And again, I have highlighted the response time. Typically, this business responds within a few minutes, which, again, to a mobile user where it's all about speed, that is a differentiator. And as an example of what that interaction is over text, this is just an example of an automated message to get it going. Google says hi. You can craft that initial message from the business. Just say, hi, how can I help you today? And off you go with your text conversation. And then all this information is available to you within your Google My Business Insights report, where you get the different ways people are interacting with your Google My Business listing. And as an example of how it's evolving, not only are people looking to possibly find you by looking at directions, but also calling you from your Google My Business listing, because that's click to call type of activity, or click to get a text conversation going or chatting with. A third fairly recent tool, an appointment link. So if you've got the ability to control that information on your Google My Business listing, this is relatively not significant in terms of the amount of space, but it's another example of Google saying, I want to present information about a business and bubble up the most important action items that my customers, Google's customers, people who are searching on Google, that makes it easy for them to complete their desired action. So yes, you've got a button for the website to go to the website, but what if you just want to click to call, or you want to know if the business open? Now you've got the ability to click straight through to an appointment, where typically we just point them to the Contact Us page where they can fill out a form. But just an example of Google saying, hey, let's make sure we're putting the right action items in front of our mobile users. Easy enough to add. So this just shows you where within the Google My Business admin area where you would add that appointment URL. Drop that in there, and it's as easy as that. The newest tool coming from Google and it's the ability to add video. And so this is so new, we're just starting to see this on the admin side. So if you go into the photos area of your Google My Business listing, this is a new option at the top of the page where you can click on the video button and simply upload a video. It's so new that we're only seeing it on the admin side, meaning the ability to upload the video, but we've yet to see anything live on the search results page or on the user side. So this is hot off the presses as far as new from Google and the ability to add video. So let me pause for a moment and have Michelle jump in.
All right, thank you, Jeff. While we take a quick water break, we wanted to ask if you would like to get expert analysis on your Google My Business page when you join a Surefire team member for a one-on-one call on either this Thursday, January 11th, or Tuesday, January 16th of next week. If either of those days do not work for you, just select please email me and we will get in touch with you to schedule a time that works best for you. And in exchange for that call, you will get our Google My Business ebook and a Google Chromecast. So take a second here to select your answer, and then we will get back to the presentation. And thank you for all the great questions so far. We've had a lot of good ones come through. So Jeff, you'll have some to answer at the end.
Fantastic.
All right, back to you, Jeff.
All right. So I mentioned the secret. We've run through the tools. You can again take that after this presentation and jump right into the tools. But let's again go back to kind of how Google sees the world and let you in on a secret that's important to understand as a business owner. And that secret is that your home page is no longer your quote-unquote home page, meaning that, yes, it's important as it relates to your overall website, but in terms of the initial interaction that somebody has with your business or brand, your home page is becoming less important because of, again, the mobile-first world that Google is addressing and that we now all live in, and going back to that basic question of what does Google want? It wants a good experience for its customers, the people searching on Google and across all the Google properties. And the high-level things that Google wants is, again, be mobile-friendly, speed in terms of the speed in which Google's customers or searchers can get to what they are looking for, and then quality. So are you a quality business? Quality covers everything from the consistency of your business information online, going back to what's Google My Business and the listing all about. It's your digital anchor. And so as that digital anchor is maintained by you, that information consistent throughout the web, that's one of the factors of quality. Another important factor of quality are reviews. Do you have any reviews? Are the reviews good? Are the reviews consistently received? Those, again, are all factors into quality and how you can improve your online visibility today by addressing all these aspects of this component of your overall digital footprint. So, again, an important thing for business owners to understand of the role of Google My Business listing plays and the differentiator between your website and your Google My Business listing, and relatively how important these aspects of your digital footprint are. And so let me toss out a question about how do I rank well on Google? Is a common question we all have. And out of the 200 some odd Google ranking factors, if we whittle it down to the top 2 to 3, what are they? And again, understanding this kind of helps you as a business owner focus on where you should be, because frankly, we can't address all 200. We don't have the time or the money, so where should we focus our time, energy, and effort? And even though we don't know what all 200 are, Google doesn't reveal that, and nobody knows. Google has shared what the 2 to 3 most important factors are in its ranking algorithm. And they are content, links, and something called RankBrain, which is another way, which is Google's name for their artificial intelligence that they layer onto their algorithm. But let me just step through these. So content, obvious, right? So if you are a home improvement contractor, then the content on your website should reflect the services that you provide. Nothing special there, but point being, the content is important to Google, so that content needs to be important to you in terms of it being accurate and helpful to people that visit you. Links, probably not a secret if you've done any sort of SEO, search engine optimization, agency kind of shopping. that links are an important factor in being careful about how you collect links which point to your website. But a link is essentially a vote of confidence. And if that link from one site to your site is a quality website and therefore a quality link, that helps with your overall online visibility. And then as we get into RankBrain or artificial intelligence, to me, or the way I would explain it, is that really what Google is doing is studying user engagement with not your website, but your digital footprint. And we'll get a little bit deeper into that. And so, what are the components of your digital footprint? It's your website, but it's not just your website anymore. So your digital footprint is comprised of your social sites, not just the physical sites themselves, but the activity that's going on there. When was the last time you posted to Facebook? When was the last time you posted to Twitter? How many likes did you get? How many shares did you get? All that adds up into activity associated with your digital footprint and cultivating a healthy digital footprint, because Google's watching. And these factors play a part into your business's overall online business. Directory listings. So Google My Business is part of that, but then Google will take your Google My Business listing information and then compare it with 30 other directories out there on the World Wide Web. We don't know which 30, but Google will compare it. If it sees inconsistencies in your business name, in your address, your phone number, commonly referred to as your NAP, your business NAP information, name, address, and phone number. If it sees inconsistencies, that's going to hurt your online visibility. Specifically, it will hurt your ranking. So just doing that properly as a best practice of being able to access, control, manage, and lock down your business information is a critical component of a healthy digital footprint. And then back to reviews. Again, and I mentioned earlier, it's not just that you have good reviews, but it's how many reviews you have, quality of those reviews, and then how consistently are you collecting those reviews. And that is beyond Google reviews. So overall, Facebook reviews, Yelp reviews, and other third-party review sites. You want to be getting them all. Now, as a business owner, just on this component of your digital footprint, your Google My Business listing, how do you do it? How do you manage it all? How do you monitor your digital footprint? So at Surefire, we're fortunate enough, where Chris Laurentis and his vision for Surefire and how we help our customers has led us to the point where we have this very powerful dashboard where there are 100+ different data sources that we're tapping into and rolling up so that our customers have a single point where they can log in and see activity across their entire digital footprint. And not just see, but do. So we'll roll it up across kind of a high-level report as well as deeper dive reports, saving just huge amounts of time in terms of, again, monitoring and then doing. So another example is, the reputation report. So we can roll up what your reputation score is, and this covers multiple different third-party review sites, and then build word clouds so we can see what people are saying about your business so that things can jump out if there are kind of good things or negative things, where as a business owner, this becomes actionable information for you. And then it's not just someplace, it's just not a destination where you log in and see what's happening, but it's also a tool in which you can do things. And on the review side, you can simply, sign on, and whether it's a Google review, a Facebook review, a Yelp review, you've got the ability from your Surefire Local Marketing Cloud reputation report to reply, all from one page. You don't have to log into Google. You don't have to log into Facebook and log into Yelp to reply to all those reviews. And then you've also got the ability to request a review. And if you've got the name and the email address of somebody, of a customer of yours that you'd like to push a review request to, you can do that one at a time or in a bulk manner. Again, easy, saves you time, helps you manage your overall digital. So this is a lot of information to take in. You've already got homework to take back to your office as soon as we're done with this presentation. Start doing things now. You've got a better understanding of why a Google My Business listing is important. And you recall earlier in the presentation, I said it's important to understand how Google is evolving, which brings us to but wait, there's more. So I'm going to show you some things that are already out there in the public domain as far as Google My Business functionality, but has not been rolled out to all verticals. So some of this is going to be more Google My Business functionality you can take advantage of. Some of it, not quite, not available in the home improvement vertical. So Another important thing to understand as far as how Google is evolving and just overall online behavior of searchers is something called UGC, or user-generated content. And what do we mean by that? You've probably partaken in this kind of activity, but for a business, have you ever uploaded a photo? For example, at a restaurant, have you contributed video? And something else that's fairly new is the ability to post a question, get an answer from a business. And did you know that Google is gamifying this type of activity, meaning it's awarding points, and based on the number of points that you've collected, you can achieve certain levels, and Google has rewards based on what level that you're at. So this is where we're in the crowdsourcing aspect of this. Google wants to form an opinion of a business, but it's not going to leave it to kind of Google's algorithm to decide if you're a quality business. It's going to source that information based on how user-generated content is being created from your customers in the form of pictures of a completed project and somebody being absolutely thrilled with their new kitchen, or a video testimonial, or simply contributing to the question and answer section of your Google My Business listing, and kind of getting it started with some basic questions. What does it cost to? What's a ballpark cost for a roof replacement, or how do I get started? And then putting those answers out there, and you'd be surprised how that can start the conversation going. It becomes an element of users interacting with your business and your Google My Business listing. All good things for Google to see and to say, hey, this is an actively maintained Google My Business listing. And then so this is a little bit of what it looks like, right? You can input a question on mobile. Google comes back and says, question was posted to the community. Do you want to ask another question? And in this example, one of my optometry clients, and we just give practice, are you open late on any days during the week? And the business came back and said, yep, we're open until 6 on Tuesday. So again, just as an example to get in there, use this functionality and get that Q&A conversation going. Great activity to be doing to cultivate your digital footprint. And as an example of what's not available to those of you in the home improvement industry, the booking ability. So back to that mobile first, another example of Google's mobile-centric view of activity on Google. Why go to the website? And then these screenshots, we've got a yoga business out of Seattle, and right from their Google My Business listing is the ability to book an appointment. No need to go to the website. So just like, click to call, no need to go to the website. Now we've got this booking functionality that's just starting to roll out, so that someday, if this does stick as a functionality, Google likes to roll things out kind of slowly. Initially to just it tends to be the West Coast and in the Seattle area. But they roll it out, they'll test it, and if they like the results, they'll roll it out more fully. And so here's just some additional screenshots of how detailed this booking of appointment. So it drills down all the way into a calendar, pick a date, pick a time, and you can have pricing information as far as sessions related to these classes. So heads up, this is coming your way, and it's better to be aware of the tool that Google is putting out there for you, and what's there today to take advantage of, and what's coming.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. We want to take a quick break again before we move on to the Google Mini giveaway and the questions. But we want to ask again if you would like to get expert analysis of your Google My Business page when you join a Surefire team member for a one-on-one call on either this Thursday, January 11th, or next Tuesday, January 16th. And if either of those days do not work for you, just select please email me and we will get in touch with you to schedule a time that works best for you. And so while you guys are taking a second here to select your answer, we did have a lot of really great questions come in. So while you guys are doing that, we'll get into some of those questions. So the first one we have is there any way to fix all the listing errors myself, or am I forced to sign up and pay a service to take care of any issues?
So you don't need a service to take care of listing errors. If you've got access to your Google My Business listing, there's nothing stopping you from getting in there and correcting things. The caveat I'll put out there is that it's not always obvious as to what's wrong and then what exactly to correct. So that's where partnering up with somebody who's done this before, you focus on running your business, let somebody who's managed Google My Business listings and optimize them for hundreds of customers, let them do it for you. My bet that would be money well spent.
Great. Next one we have is this is more of a technical question, but how do you get rid of a duplicate business in your Google My Business account if you've accidentally claimed a business twice? Is it a problem if I claimed it twice?
So there's not a problem to claim it twice. There is a way to delete a duplicate Google My Business listing if you have control of both of them. It is buried deep within the Google functionality. If that's your case, give us a call. We can point you to that very deeply well-hidden link.
All right. Next one we have is, should I post photos under post or under where it says stay current, or both?
Not sure on that one, but photos, there's a section in your Google My Business listing to put photos, and that's where once you're in there, you'll see that there are different types of photos that Google is looking for. Note that, because that's very important. Google isn't just concerned about having photos, but specific types of photos. So one common mistake I've seen is that interior photos. Google is not looking for interior photos of the work that you do. It doesn't want to see a new kitchen that you did. Google wants to see interior and exterior photos of your physical business. And that is a way of increasing Google's comfort level with you, that you're a legit business. So that's what that's for, and that's an important area of your Google My Business listing to spend some time on and maintain. Another photo type that's in there is team. So putting photographs of yourself, the business owner, of your employees in there, that is also another way to a Google My Business listing best practice. And then from a Google Post standpoint, that can be any graphic of your choice. In there. There are some size limitations, but it should be relevant to the message that you're posting, whether it's a blog article, whether it's a promotion or an event.
Great. So the next question we have here is, does Google use geotagging of photos to evaluate SEO in this space?
So Google is using a myriad of factors to evaluate geo. So it could be who posted it, it could be from where they posted it, but yes, geo is an element, and it's in there, so part of the mix. All
right. Then we have a few questions left. Do Google posts always show up when people are searching?
They do, but be aware that Google posts only last 7 days. So when you create that Google post, you need to go in and add another one, about 7 days later to keep that up. And also note that you can do multiple Google posts. It'll convert from a single display of a post into a carousel type so that you could scroll through. So in theory, you could do a Google post each and every day and kind of keep it populated, but they do only last for 7 days.
All right. So we'll do one last question here, and then we will get on to the Google Home Mini giveaway. So the last question is, what do you do if you work from home and do not want the address shown? Will using a P.O. box or UPS store box hurt you?
So P.O. box addresses are not allowed in Google My Business. And then addresses at like a UPS store, you don't want to do that either. And so if you are working out of your home, what you want to do is just tell Google, I do not serve customers at my location, and it's a radio button, so that's the setting that you need to adjust on your Google My Business listing if you're a home-based business.
Great. All right. I know we had a lot of questions come through, so if we didn't happen to get to them, we will email you with your answer after the webinar. So today's lucky recipient of the Google Home Mini is Alicia Presswood. Congrats, Alicia. Please email marketing@surefirelocal.com with your full mailing address, and we will ship that right out to you. So huge thanks again for Jeff joining us today, and thank you to all of our attendees. Please be sure to join us for more upcoming webinars. For details on upcoming webinars and more, you can check out our newly updated surefirelocal.com. We have a link at the top of the homepage for the webinar that's happening next week. And I want to mention one last time, just in case you stepped away during the polls, we're giving away our Google My Business ebook and a Google Chromecast after you've had a conversation with one of our digital marketing experts. So please email marketing@surefirelocal.com if you are interested. And also please take a minute to fill out the survey at the end and let us know how we did today and what topics you would like to hear about in the future. Thanks again and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.